Hi, Libra. Isn't that cute? All right, welcome to the space. Thank you for being here. I heard thank you for being a friend. Okay, so, yes, if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. All right, Libra. I feel like there's out with the old and with the new. Leo this month also talked about that. And you're also connected, them and Cancer energy. So we're talking about the moon and the sun. What is this? An eclipse, right? Or so they say. Definitely some clearing, some... I heard it doesn't have to be major, but there is something necessary about it. Because you're so sensitive to energy, right? Okay. Let me see if there's anything else before we jump in your cards. Just a minute. Well, I guess there could be like, how do I see this? Well, I guess with that out with the old, in with the new, I saw someone, when you pinch a plant, it's growing straight, right? One stalk. And then when you pinch it at the top, or wherever you want to pinch it, it grew two. But for you, it actually grew three, which gives the symbol of algas, which represents the elk, forest-dwelling, horned creatures. It represents protection. So I see, believe in your own power, your own capacity to be stable, right? Because you're really good at actually dealing with intense things when you don't let that which is outside of you become your own, right? And maybe you want to talk about with yourself now, especially in this time frame, like how much you have built and what kind of energy you actually have before you use it. Right, because sometimes you'll have a bunch and you can push forward, and sometimes you need to pull back a little bit and nurture your inner self, right? Or your inner child might need a little bit of a nap now and again. But remember, you're very close. You're neighbors with Virgo on one side of you, right? September and November. Scorpio are on either side of you. So this makes you a very magical person, and you actually don't need much cleaning, clearing, you actually can, well, I heard heal yourself quite, like heal things or sort things out and put them in the right places a lot faster than maybe other people. And so I guess there may be also a little bit of, try to remember that just because you figure out something strong in yourself, whenever you figure something out, right? Oscar Wilde was a Libra. And one of his quotes was, you know, knowledge is only of value when it is shared, right? And so whenever you learn something, you really want to share with people, and that's a beautiful thing. But don't expect them to pick that up and to use that the way that you do, or to even understand it exactly in that moment. I heard, if you want to share, share. But I heard don't overshare. Because you're also learning something about your own energy. Alrighty, Libra, what do you want? Ooh, just a second. Well, what you need is more important than what you want right now. Just a sec. Watch your energy this month. Just a minute. Give me a second to tune in, please. Maybe you're a little bit confused about what you want at this time. Or maybe you're not sure on how to go about getting it. I guess you really want to think about... Well, think about your needs first. Think about what is necessary. Remember, you as an individual person, you are your own sovereign being. So, you knowing what you need, immensely important. That also helps your friends, your family, your job, right? It helps you be the most of service, which you love. You love to help, right? So pay attention first to what's really going on. And again, I feel like you're already focused here, but just in case, it's showing me that that is where the focus should go. And a part of the reason why that is, versus, say, trying to get what you want in a non-tangible way or a manifestation kind of way, is actually taking care of your needs, the needs of things, the necessity. What needs to happen day to day, what needs to happen this month, things of that nature. It could just be you practicing some sort of Buddhist, here you go, day to day, right? Are you putting a little prayer in your day? Do you have a prayer during your day? When is it? This will also help you center. There is a lot to be achieved, I heard to be achieved and to be done. You may feel like you're doing what do I see here? If you feel like you're doing everything on your own, it's too heavy for you, something of this nature, you have to remember to ask for help, Libra. Right? You're a bit of a perfectionist, right? In certain ways. You like things done rather a certain way. We talked about this last year. Right, say you do something, it's 100%. You feel good about it all the way through. You can look at what you've achieved and you're like, yeah, that's good. That's really good. Now, when giving a task to someone else, you know, maybe it's like 60%, you know, 60-40, things like this. So I guess this is also, when you're asking other people for help, remember that certain people are good at certain things. And it's sort of like delegating tasks according to what their strengths are. But to know that, I guess you have to also know what they're not good at or what their weaknesses are. Now, of course, since this is your reading, nice time to check in. Where do you feel strong? And you know it's easy for you to do X, Y, and Z. And where is it that you still have a little bit of trouble handling something? I keep seeing this scenario where there's something that needs to be done and you're doing it. You decide to take up the task because you know it needs to be done. Again, this necessity. But it's like there's, well, I guess you're asking, there's some sort of thing where you're like, why? Well, how do I see this? I guess you could be a little stressed out. I guess it's a re-emphasis of this energy. Like, you could be a little stressed out when you're doing something and some... Because this is a scenario that I see. I'm sorry. It feels confusing to try to express it. It's like you're doing something, you're something spilled and you're like picking it up. And there's a person behind you that saw the mess before you did. Right? Knew, again, there was obviously something that needed to be attended to. And they didn't do it. And then you saw it and you're like, well, this needs to get done. And then you're doing it. And then they're behind, they show up and they're behind you, like just staring at you, watching you do this thing. And you're like, there's a frustration there. Mm. I heard, who's in charge? Who's in charge, Libra? Okay, let's keep moving. Your strength right now is to, what did we say in the beginning? You have a great strength in healing yourself, right? And putting things in the right places, out with the old, in with the new. But I heard you have to know what you are wanting. You have to know what you are needing to do so that you can get what you want. And I guess in some ways, that need is so important in finding the true want or desire. Hey, baby. Hi, sweet pie. Yes. Just a second. Good girl. Good girl, Zumi. Yeah. I guess a weakness right now could be family or anyone you live with. Could be a bit of a weakness. Hey. No. Stay close, please. Hold on, she got her bone. You going under the bunny bush? Good girl. I guess you have to, I guess part of what's challenging right now And this relates to something that you, in relation to your wants, I guess, is believing and trusting in other people. Well, I heard that they'll be fine without you. I heard that you're always doing all that you can, right? You always do everything that you can, that you are able, you do it, right? I'd presume. So, you got to believe that other people can do the same thing. But that's a bit of the challenge. And so, just a minute. I see again. Cancer and Leo have messages for you. Cancer has to do with what you need. Leo has to do with what you want. I heard, as strong as you, like, okay, I figured this out recently. Let's have a little astrological lesson. You're Libra, right? October, so they say. Again, the other one side of you is Virgo, and the other side is Scorpio. Virgo's about, well, one of the things that Virgo is about is perfection, purity. And so therefore you, Libra, have this part of you set up inside of you to realize, like, to see other people and be like, okay, no one's perfect, right? No one's perfect. But because of that, Scorpio, the other side, how do I explain this? Potential is not reality. Potential can be reality if people want to put in the work. Not only physically, but also believing in that emotionally, and then taking the action to make that happen. Now, another little extension of this astrological lesson is that Virgo is very solo, right? It's the hermit in the tarot. It's about a person spending time alone, contemplating, being quiet, little Zen Buddha, right? On top of the mountain, monk status. Scorpio, also, very reserved, also. Sort of solo, very, again, kind of like, both of these are very, very independent. So, you want to make sure that you have a really good balance of your time alone, the time that you spend working, right? Virgo and Scorpio are also a lot about work. Your time working. Then we have you, Libra, which is obviously you as an individual, but this is also you and your relationships with other people, friends, family, co-workers, children, etc. Your lover, right? Scorpio. And you always need time alone to process, to replenish, to reorganize, to go out with the old, in with the new, right? For instance, say you're really stressed out. Especially say about how responsible you feel for other people. Well, take a step back into Virgo, right? Don't become obsessed with it, Scorpio. Step back into Virgo and be like, okay, why am I frustrated? Or what is it really I heard that you want to say? Because when you come back into the situation, if you take that space, it won't be so confusing, right? This is like in the moment, the Seven of Cups, right? And this is actually the first water to come out. You step back into Virgo, you sit with it, you think about it, you put your schedule, or again, what is necessary to handle. And one of those things is also resting, Libra. You are a cardinal sign. You're always moving forward, right? When you do, it helps you to realize what all the options really are. It becomes less confusing. You become more confident about it because you realize that you always have options. That's the cool part about Libra, is that some people only have one option. It's like you can do this or you can do that. That's the way that it's set up, or their perception of it. But you realize, oh, well, if I do this, then, if I do this, well, then I guess that could happen or this could happen. Now, if I choose this one, well, that could happen or this could happen. And you start, it's almost like, how do I explain it? Well, the point is when you take that step back, when you come back into it, and you can express what you need, what is needed, of course, with yourself, and then I would assume you have other people in your life. I heard then it all works out peachy keen. It like shifts the energy, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you want to just jump in and save the day, right? Or like, well, I heard, yo, there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it, right? Vanilla Ice, is that what that guy's name was? You're a great problem solver, and you really, really are. You totally are. You have a lot of wisdom from making incorrect choices, so you know better about a lot of things now, right? And that has to do with the other side of you, Scorpio. And so I guess this is a little bit about loving people as they are and not having too much expectation. And I know that's kind of hard because you want the best for everybody, right? You want to make sure everybody is safe. What comes after you cardinally is Capricorn. And so security and safety and that tight bond that feels really solid is so important to you, right? You want that for the world. You want people to, you know, feel strong and take all that beautiful potential that you see and be that. And the thing is well, I heard you're a very wise counsel, but it's a bit like Virgo. I say this to them a lot. It's like if somebody asks you for your opinion, it goes back into Oscar Wilde. It's like, if you want to share the information, you can. If they don't ask for it, please share it lovingly. But what's happening here is that we were just, the whole beginning was like, what do you need to do? What needs to get done? Da 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 da. And now it's all folding into other people. I heard again, because, you know, when you let other people, well, I heard fly free. And I know that's a bit scary for you, because you, Virgo, you and Scorpio can be a little bit, this is a controlling section in different kinds of ways. And maybe that's something, right, when we try to control things for some reason, what it's expressing is, I guess, where we're lacking faith in someone's ability. And so I see, believe in your ability, believe in other people's ability, but please don't do it for them. Because you have a lot to do. I heard, how would you handle everything? Say all the things you have in your life right now. Where you live, your children, car, yard, whatever pets, like bills, like all the human things. If you were the only adult there, how would you handle that? Wow, look at that. The Fool and the Magician. The Star. And the World. Holy moly. And the Ace of Wands. What is this saying? Well, I heard keep your head on straight. Meaning, know what you need to do. Because when you do that, you're actually manifesting, for lack of a better term, what you want in the future. You want to jump up here? Come on. You're so cute. Right, and this helps you to have more faith in yourself and in your own journey as an individual. And there is some sort of great healing, fixing, again, out with the old, in with the new. Oh, I guess this is where we'll mention it. Because everyone's gotten a little bit of this in their readings. So Pluto is in retrograde. Did we mention that? From April until October. Which is interesting to me because it goes from well, equinox to equinox, right? Mars to Venus. Now, this happens every year, so it's not something to be like, oh my God. It's a natural thing, right? Like Saturn goes retrograde, Mercury, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I heard, please don't determine your life upon something astrological. Eventually, none of those things are supposed to, like, really affect us, but they're a nice tool. So, while this is happening, if you know your chart specifically, they say it's going through Capricorn. So you could find that house in your map and look at that and realize that that space is going to open up. But it's almost like having a baby. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this space is going to expand, but then you have to release it, which makes a bigger bubble. Did we talk about this, right? You, an individual, and then those, and then it, like, the bigger circle, and then it goes out and out and out. So just be aware of that, like, because this could also be other people in your life where, say for instance, again, you can see the beauty in their darkness, or you can see the potential in what they could be, or something like that. I guess just remember that everyone's going through a space that is Pluto's always a little bit scary. Right, for instance, it's like really beautiful. All pregnant women are so beautiful, right? But you can't just keep it in there. You got to eventually let it out, right? Or the life source goes away, right? Something can only be sustained so long before, it's kind of like a flower blooms and then the petals fall and then we continue on. And one little side note, I guess this is astrological. If you're the goddesses too, there's one called Ceres. And when I looked the other day, it was actually in Taurus, which is your Venusian partner in the zodiac. So she's actually a mother, the mother of Persephone. But she does kind of, she can hold a quality of her that is sort of protective and controlling. And a big part of her lesson is to allow that which she loves to fly free, to make their own mistakes, to I heard love near or far. Thank you, Libra. Thank you so very much. I do hope this was of service. I do thank you for your time. If any of you are still here, the readings this time frame have been longer. It's Gemini season, so we're chatting a little bit longer. But I do hope this was of service. Please take care of yourselves. Thank you for being here again. Your effort matters so much wherever you are and however you participate in this life. I'll talk to you next time. Peace.